At the cutting edge of animation and motion design, there are some of the most creative and inspiring visuals that your eyes can possibly take in without exploding. I'm going to show you and break down some of the best released in 2023 so far. And just you wait for this one.
Come on, let me show you.
Buck's animation for GitHub is a great maximalist presentation, multiple different styles, 2D, 3D and live action all mashed into one. Extremely ambitious design and animation that manages to hold together through a central theme of a duck.
It's a place for anyone, from anywhere, to build anything.
The animator Govo directed this music video for Jacques with an incredibly original style of animation. It combines cell animation with collage and really plays with the elasticity of the image. Now, from some of his previous tests, we can learn a bit about his process, creating an exaggerated rough animation from reference and then warping the original image to fit those roughs, probably frame by frame. An incredible amount of creativity, skill and labor go into this, and the results are just stunning. Reimagining, a creative studio film, is a great example of how you can take very high-end 3D animation that could be used for photorealistic product interior architecture applications, but play with them in ways that could never happen in real life, morphing and bending glass and other materials in impossible ways, challenging your perception of the physical properties of everyday objects. It's delightful. Combining animation ideas from multiple styles, stop motion plus 3D simulation in the same scene, like with these post-it notes here. Or taking icon designs and blowing them up beyond recognition, super surreal and completely unexpected. It's an imaginative way to interpret the creative block, finding inspiration from everyday objects in your office and letting your imagination run wild to create new and interesting things. A fantastic way to show off your studio's capabilities. It might even be better than a regular showreel. Zack Lydon's Crushed is such a fun way to combine risograph printing with cell animation, using a tactile, physical medium and incorporating its textural qualities into a digital workflow. It's truly a unique presentation that just can't be replicated purely on a computer. Studio AKA created a great title sequence for the Netflix series Queen Charlotte Origins, Bridgerton Begins. And Netflix does not want me to show you any more of that here on YouTube, but do check it out. That's nothing to do with the amazing artists involved. I've left links to it and everything else down in the description. Buck again created this for Illumina, incredibly smooth transitions, basically a single shot using vibrant colors and graphic language to tell a complicated story.
We live in a time that is brighter than ever before.
Tendril gave us a really great example of using motion to elevate an updated brand identity, showcasing graphic design principles working in both 2D and 3D, adding a few playful mock-ups to bring it to life. Nerdo created this really textured piece for Tencent that uses great transitions with a one-shot animation to tell the history of Chinese literature. It's rich with cultural allusions and graphic forms that marry so well to the shapes and iconography of the Chinese written language. It uses a very minimal color approach. Each scene only has 3 colors, so you can concentrate on the forms. It also mimics the quality of Chinese ink on parchment. But we have to talk about the grain. The grain isn't just a texture that's layered on top of the animation, but very controlled and intentionally used as a way to highlight certain edges and shapes. They start with a very clean and clear cell rough that they've cleaned up with solid fills, then they comp it with blurred edges, not every edge, just the ones that catch the light in the scene, and from there grain is applied to the blur, then colors and detail. A very layered approach to elevate simple forms and let the complex animation shine through. Sarah Beth Morgan led an all-star design and animation team for their wonderful short film Between Lines. A lot of rich textures and vibrant colors contrasting with more muted pastel tones, and just gorgeous transitions to help convey the emotion of this story.
Now that we're not traveling the same line.
Nicolo Bianchino's animated logos for Colophon Foundry are a really great example of how motion can elevate and add depth to branding and design identity. Each of these animations is one action that loops. It seems simple enough. They all start with the same Colophon logo, then fold like a page into another icon like a pencil or a lock. But there's so much nuance in those restrictions. The way these box tabs overlap and fold out in a slightly offset manner creates variation that really adds to the visual interest. Now, I love the weird, so I had to include This Ham Man by Fabien Rousseau and Oskar Pavlovskis. But be warned, just watching it loop once is more than your monthly recommended sodium intake. All that dripping sweat is absolutely my favorite touch, and they made it extra juicy by essentially style transferring the design to their frame-by-frame animation with the help of EB Synth. Really clever. Now, I only have 2 eyes and can't possibly see every animated project that appears on His Majesty's internet, so I enlisted the help of my good pal Derek Lau, a fantastic designer and animator from Buck, who always has his finger on the pulse with the latest in the industry, and he helped me a lot putting together this video.
Thanks, Ben. This one's the new marathon game trailer from Antibody. There's a strong use of editing and graphic compositions for effective storytelling, breaking up one longer sequence with cuts of world building and glitches, really giving it a sense of foreboding while keeping up the tension and pacing. This one is an incredibly original and short film from Jonathon Djob Nkondo that proves you don't need a linear narrative to create something spectacular and engaging. It follows a number of loosely connected scenes set in what appears to be a performance space, like a circus, filled with acrobats, singers, wizards, and fantastical geometric creatures. It's all very surreal and connected through movement. Nkondo keeps playing with shapes and forms in a way that subverts your expectation throughout the piece. For me, it really highlights the magical and transformative qualities that animation can have. There are so many instances of motion cuts and morphing with 3 dimensions, occasionally 3 or 4 times within a single shot, snapping from shape to shape. I love that he strikes a fine balance between realistically proportioned and detailed figures against super reduced graphic shapes and creatures. Everything here is about showcasing animation. There's no backgrounds, type, or voiceovers. It's a pure delight and a masterclass from someone in complete control of their craft.
Thank you, Derek. For more inspiration, check out this video of the best of 2022's projects, and let us know what animation projects we've missed this year, so we can put them in the best of the year video at the end of 2023. Thanks for watching.